podium here without him. Due deference and actually thanks to Frank Kent. Most people on this town know what Kent did for his thousands of people. Frank Kent, over a 20-year period, invested time, a lot of it, and a lot of money, and created the modern clubhouse today. Only for him, we wouldn't have had modern facilities, certainly installations, and his approach for Norwegian would be well known to all Norwegian people. A Norwegian who revolutionized the technique and the training in rowing and allowed Western nations at last beat German and the European countries. We also have a lot of champions here. Obviously, Philip and Daire are the latest and the ultimate champions. But we also have Irish champions. We started in 1980, winning 400 internationals, then winning European medals, and so on. And I'm delighted to say the step to the scale continues. And I can finish by saying we're not finished yet. So thank you very much indeed.
Well done, Dermot, and thank you for your few words. Our next speaker is our Vice Captain Pat Kinsella, who's representing our Captain Alan Prendergast today, who sadly is unable to be with us here, but due to bereavement, he has asked Pat to officiate for us. Pat, our Vice Captain, is also involved in the electrical business. He has his own electrical instrumentation business which works nationwide, based in Clonmel, or Grange, I should say, which is an outlier of Clonmel. Pat has been a most outstanding junior and senior rower, winning Irish championships in his own time in the 1980s. Together with Jimmy Fennessy, Pat kept on the coaching prowess of Frank Kent and Andy and Michael and Dermot in the 1990s and in the 2000s. And as well as that, he was also the original coach of Daire. So we have here today the man who set the Daire's course to sail, and we're delighted to say that Pat has been working in the club. We've taken him to his in, he is knocked down and he is built up with the stuff that is needed. So without further ado, I call on Pat to say a few words. Thank you. been very proactive and dynamic in his work for us, the people of Clonmel and its environs, and we thank him for that. It is wonderful to think that these two men, who were part of 133 Irish Olympic team in Paris, brought home the bacon to us here in Clonmel, and we know all about bacon in Clonmel. And for those of us who had the honour of being there on the day, I'll misquote old Wordsworth, and you knew him from school, to say, "Bliss was it in that dawn to be alive, but to be there on that day was absolute heaven." So without further ado, I call on the Mayor, Mr. Michael Murphy, to introduce our two Olympians and our Olympic heroes. Thank you.
Wow. Normally, I'm somewhat dignified when I say a few words, but today I make no apologies for being somewhat excited. The first thing I want to do is say thank you, Clonmel. Give yourselves a rip-roaring cheer. Well done, Clonmel. It's a great honour. It's a great privilege for me as Mayor of this great town, this historic town, on your behalf, to introduce to you two extraordinary young men whom we are all so proud of. Before I do, I just want to endorse everything that's been said about Clonmel Rowing Club. Founded in 1859, at the heart of our community since then, run by volunteers, and such a positive force in Daire's career. Well done, Clonmel Rowing Club. The next thing I want to do, and they've been briefly mentioned, we have a lady down from Banbridge in County Down, and her name is Una, and she's mother to her adopted son, Philip Doyle. Give a rip-roaring for... Stand up, Una, stand up. I'm delighted also that we have Daire's parents here. From Marnafield in Clonmel, give a rip-roaring Clonmel welcome to Joanna and Niall. And let me also mention Daire's brothers. I know Brian is here, Connor and Aoife. And let's not forget the sacrifice that both Una, Joanna and Niall have made in terms of furthering Daire and Philip's career. The first man I want to introduce is a man from Banbridge in County Down. He will never have to buy a drink in Clonmel again. Indeed, he will never have to put his hand in his pocket in Clonmel again. A medalist at the World Championships in 2019. A medalist at the World Championships in 2021. A medalist at the World Championships in 2023. And now, along with Daire, an Olympic medalist. Give a rip-roaring cheer for Philip Doyle! The next young man needs no introduction. An individual that exemplifies extraordinary traits of character. A man who since, I think it was 2015, he rode in the majestic River Shore for the first time. Since then, he's demonstrated extraordinary commitment, dedication and sacrifice. A tenacious athlete, a never say die attitude, an inner strength and a physical strength that Hercules himself would be proud of. a champion at the local level, a champion at the national level, and a champion at the European level. And for the first time in 92 years, brings an Olympic medal back to Clonmel. Give a rip roar for Daire Lynch! So, even though he doesn't expect it, I am going to ask Daire to say a brief few words. Maybe Philip, you can introduce Daire in your own words. And then we're going to have a 5-minute question and answer session with Pat. So maybe, and I'm looking forward to this, Philip, can you say a few words and introduce Daire? Thank you.
So I'm actually really, really shy, so just bear with me. I'm sure you'll realise over the next few minutes. I'll try not to keep you, these are absolutely phenomenal, everybody. Thanks for coming out. It's genuinely this is one of the most surreal experiences of my life so far. But this young lad here, this pup, Daire Lynch, was a junior rower my first year. I was down kind of seriously trialling for Ireland, and he was with a young guy, Ronan Byrne, who I actually went to the last Olympics with, and the two of them were dubbed as the future of Irish rowing. The two animals on the erg, they were 17, 18 years old, and they were sub 6 minutes and 10 seconds over 2k, which, if anyone here can do that, send your number to Pat Kinsella and I'll get you signed up. And we did 2 6Ks in the NRC as part of the trials process, and the two of them ripped like a 1930 seconds, which is pretty good for a senior man, and they were off to the Junior Worlds that year, and I think they were disappointed with how that went. But Daire headed off to Yale anyway, and he went off to America, and he came back then during COVID and won a medal with Ronan at the Europeans. And I thought, I was off working at the time, and I had to come back and try and win my spot back in the double, and I was like, geez, this young Daire Lynch lad's going to be hard to put out of this boat. But he was with us then through the whole journey up to Tokyo, and then he went off to work in New York in the Big Apple. And a friend of ours, Ross Corrigan, was texting him flat out saying, you need to get back here, man, you need to get back here, you need to get back here. So he finally came back in April 2023. And within about 4 weeks, the two of us were top of the trials and back in the boat together, and we won a medal in Petaluco. And we were about 400 metres from the finish line in our race in Petaluco, and we were in 4th place. And Daire said from the back, he can't hear me because I'm shouting into the wind, and he goes, let's go, let's go, let's go. So I felt his legs drive the boat, and I was like, geez, we're going a bit early here, but we were away. And about 25-30 strokes later, there was about 200 metres left to go, and the legs started getting a wee bit lighter. And we crossed the line in second anyway. We sprinted through to second place. We won a silver, and we were on the podium. And he was like, I thought there was only 200 metres left to go. So from that moment on, when I feel his legs in the last 500 metres, I know he probably knows where he is, and he's ready to push it in. So in the Olympic final, when the noise was everywhere and there was 16,000 people along the side of the course, when Daire Lynch's legs started going, I went with him, and we pushed through the Americans and brought this thing back to Ireland and back to Clonmel. So, as you can tell, I'm really, really shy, and I don't want to say any more. But I promised Daire we'd get one chant going before I bring him up. So does everybody know? Ole, 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 ladies and gentlemen, Daire Lynch! Ole, 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 ole.
How's it going, lads? I wouldn't be as shy as Phil, unfortunately, but yeah, I don't say too many words really, but the support, like, we came back to that homecoming in Dublin. They're all hyping up Dublin, saying, oh, it's going to be the biggest homecoming ever, but I'd say there's only more people here, to be honest. Yeah, but the support from Clonmel is actually crazy, and I didn't realise how much support I was getting when I was over there. And then we finished that final, and everyone was showing me this video from our race in Plaza. I was like, Jesus Christ! And and I'd say I was going around then Paris for the next week and a half, going to the Irish pubs and stuff, and I'd say I showed like half of Paris that video, and they all loved it. So yeah, thanks so much for all the support. I really appreciate it.
So this is the part where we do a bit of a Q&A, and this is totally unscripted. So the first part I'm gonna address Philip. Philip, you said you're very shy. Did you develop that shyness when you were the Abercrombie model back in 2016?
It was 2012. No, I've always been incredibly shy my whole life. Really struggled to come out of my shell, so it's great to have Daire to help me push that forward.
And just still with Philip, yeah? You have an Instagram following, I believe, yeah? As one of the girls that works with me, he's a good looking lad, this fella. How many followers do you have now?
4.5 last time I checked, so the half lad's a wee fella, so we only kind of half.
It's more than that, I think, yeah? Anyway, check it out, Philip's Instagram. The more hits he gets, I don't know what else to get from that. It'll help your marketability. And just a quick, you got into rowing when you were in university, is that right? So, talk to us about that.
Well, I suppose there's no river in Banbridge. Well, there is, but it's a wee scuttery thing. Just through the middle. It's the River Ban. It's quite a famous river, but it kind of pitters out towards Banbridge. So there's no lake, no rowing club. We're a massive GAA, rugby and hockey town. So I played hockey internationally all the way through secondary school, and when I went to college to do medicine, I was told in all my interviews before getting into medicine, you know, how are you going to be able to balance the sport and medicine at the same time? So I gave up sport completely, and then I was working with a lad in the clothes shop, and he was a rower for UCD, and the lady over there who's pretending not to pay attention, who birthed me in 1992, God love her, she said to me, look, your energy's going the wrong direction here, son, you need to get into competitive sport again. So I went down to Queen's Boat Club and started at 21, and 10 years later, here we are.
Very good.
Yeah.
And so Daire, yourself, we'll come back to Philip there in a few minutes. Your own beginnings in rowing, talk us through that so that all the kids in Clonmel can understand how you started.
To be honest, I just went down fairly randomly one day because Mom used to force me to do swimming, gas. I was no good at the gas, so I didn't really enjoy it. But I'd say honestly, like everyone says this, but like the first day I went down to rowing, I was pretty hooked on the whole thing. And I'd say the first year, I wasn't exceptional. Like definitely not exceptional, and I think a lot of people then, if they're not their first year, even my second year I wasn't great either, but there's something in me, I suppose, that just really liked the training, really liked the sport, and I got my own rowing machine. Well, Pat actually first gave me the keys to the rowing club, and I used to go down at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and like this dog would be barking at me every morning, and yeah, it was a bit dodgy, to be honest. I was only 15, so I was going down to the rowing club. And luckily I got my own rowing machine. I was waking up every morning, training before school, late to school. The teachers were obviously getting angry, thinking I was wasting my life away. But then I'd go to school, train again after school, and yeah, like never really with too much. Like I wasn't looking too much into the future. I just kind of did it because I really just enjoy training, and I think that's a very, very important part of like whatever sport you're doing. Like if you're not really enjoying it, it's not really worth it.
And at the time, there was a load of lads after joining the club the same age as yourself, and you were all going out mates, having a bit of crack,
Yeah.
doing a bit of messing,
Yeah.
pretending to be training. There's a few of them in the crowd here. There's a few lads there, friends of yours, that were actually taller and bigger than you, but you had some bit of a want in you that you wanted to be better, yeah?
Yeah, that's the thing. And I think like that's really what separates people. Like you can even see it within any team. Like the people who are going to do well are the ones who are, I know it's cliche, but like the ones who put in most work. And I'm sure you saw the amount of work that's put in, and it's pretty crazy sometimes, and it's going just training all day long. So yeah.
And I suppose one of the things is that physiologically, you're not ordinary people, but mentally you have to be tough, and you have to have the mental capacity to be able to put in the work and see the light at the end of the tunnel. Do you want to speak about that, or how tough it is, the training regime, and what it takes to get to the level that you've got to?
Like it's like that's what I was saying. It's obviously very, very tough, and you're sitting staring at a screen for 4 hours a day. Like something obviously has to be bit off in your head if you're going to keep on doing that. And it's the people who can't keep on doing that. Like I'd say, asking any endurance sport, the people who make the top are the ones who are something's a bit missing, and they just enjoy doing all the training. So yeah.
So just to speak about the Olympics in Paris, we're jumping ahead a bit, but speak to us about the preparation for the racing and the quarterfinals and then the final. We'll finish up on that day.
Okay. Going into so we did a 4-week camp in Italy before we went. Actually, he broke his rib like 2 months before we went. Yeah, Phil did. Yeah. But yeah, it is one of the teammates. He got big, but yeah, I don't know. It was a bit annoying at the time, right? But the camp we had before we went to the Olympics, like I say, is probably some of our best training that we've done in the last year and a half. We have been together, so but that's obviously ranked against the rest of the team, so that was banking on the fact that the rest of the team was doing well too. But we were pretty confident going into the race, and then we got the heat done, like posted the fastest time at a regatta, and then obviously that's when we're like, oh, like we can really do something good here. And it kind of obviously put a bit more pressure on it because we knew we were in the position to get a medal. But like anything that happened in Olympics, you can see it every Olympics. Like people who are doing well, like are at the back of the TV by the final and that sort of stuff. So like it was tough, obviously mentally, because it's a long regatta. It's over a week long, so you're kind of just waiting around, knowing you're good and capable of getting the medal, but you're just you take the box in the heat, and next thing you have the semi-final, and then do well in the semi-final, and then it's like, okay, now it's kind of ours to lose if anything. So it puts a lot of pressure on it, and like the crowds were like crowds we've never seen before in rowing. So but just once you get going, like you've done it a million times before, and you can just lock in.
And just to finish up, Philip, when you came across that finish line and you realised you got the bronze medal, what were the feelings going through your heads? Is it like, oh?
When you cross the finish line in any race, you always kind of try and count the boats ahead of you, because we go backwards. Rowing is one of the most unique sports ever, where you watch the people you're beating and you have no idea who's ahead of you. Cheers lads, that's a good arm. We'll get you in the basketball team or something there. But rowing, it's so unique in that way, but when you cross the line, it's kind of relief, because the nerves you have the morning of the final are intense. So what you do is you try to just execute your best race that you can that day and hope that nobody has a better. You can't tackle someone, you can't tip the ball off them, you can't come in from the blind side and flick the slither away just before they take the shot. So it's completely your best versus their best. So that's exactly what you have to do, and just believe in yourself. And like Daire said, you get confidence from the training you do in the weeks coming up, and you can always rely on this guy to give you 100% every single race. And it's one of the most reliable things about him is I know every single stroke is going to be everything he has. So we came away with the medal in the end. Maybe it would have been nice to get silver or gold, but we'll take bronze. And
Just one last thing there. I'd just like to say to everybody on behalf of Ireland, and especially of our own club and the town, it's been great following you over the year and seeing your success. So just like one last thing, we do a hip hip hooray. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Let's over the stand there, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we conclude, could I just mention two things about the two lads that we haven't mentioned. First of all, in relation to Philip, his mam Una, grandfather, came from Clonmel. His name was Bill Hyland, who was synonymous with sport in Clonmel down through the years, a great athlete himself, promoter of all sports and cyclists. So now we know that where he came from, and that's why he's the partner of Daire in Rome. So well done, and let us remember Bill Hyland, who was a great man promoting sport in our town. So thank you, Philip, for being part of our town, and you can see what a town it is. Clonmel, one of the most famous towns in South Daire at the moment. For Daire, where Pat was talking about the present, but Daire's looking to the future, and in looking to the future, he's looking at taking on a whole new project in life, and he's hoping to do medicine and follow on a career in medicine and become a doctor. So I, like Philip, we'd like to, on your behalf, wish both of them well, whatever dreams, whatever hopes, or whatever they may wish to do in the future. And finally, for us all here today, I don't think I've ever seen such a gathering in Clonmel, and I've been here for some time, mind you, like today. And I don't think we will ever forget the way you, the people of Clonmel, turned out today and welcomed these two great athletes, heroes and oarsmen, and we thank you sincerely for that. And I would just like to say at the end of it all, let us all, as adults, children and otherwise, cherish our yesterdays, dream about our tomorrows, and above all, most of all, live for today. And by God, we certainly live for today, and that's what it's all about.
Well done, very good.
So we finish now. I call on James Butler, former chairman of St Mary's Court Society, to lead Banna Clonmel in singing the great anthem of Clonmel, Sleeving them on, and I hope you all join in it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, distinguished guests, and thank you from the council to the councillor and the councillors who are here today. Thank you so much.
Get the crowd come over and back. There's a camera, get it over there.
Strand all alone in the crowded hall. The holding is gay, and the waves they are run, but my heart is not here at all. It flies far away by night and by day, to the times and the joys that are gone. But I never will forget the sweet maiden I of sleep on. It was not the grace of her queenly hair, nor her cheeks of the roses glow, nor her soft black eyes, nor her flowing hair, nor was it her lily white brow. Was the soul of truth and of meriting ruth, and the smile like a summer's dawn that stole my heart away on that bright summer's day in the valley of Schneemann. In the festive hall by the star-washed shore, my restless spirit cries, my love, oh my love, shall I ne'er see you more, and my land will you ever prize? By night and by day I ever pray, while lonely my life flows on, to see your flag unrolled and my true love to enfold in the valley
of Schneemann.
Come on,
Okay, I'm sure you're all very tired and a bit weary, but we've one little job to do before you leave the plaza, if you can have your patience. Because of Daire and the way he stands at the rowing club, the committee in the rowing club have got a new boat and they want to do a dedication, so if you hold on for 2 minutes, we get the guys away from the paparazzi and their fans.
Okay, that's us gone from
A little unveiling
Plaza.
ceremony. I'm sure you'll be
As you see,
delighted.
the homecoming was spectacular, and massive crowds. Congratulations to the two boys. So, Clonmel Stories, the Plaza. We leave you a picture of the two boys over.